Right. All right. We're moving and grooving. All right. Thank you, Lena. That was great for showing us our problems. You never see them until you hold up a mirror, right?
Exactly.
All right. So now this is the slot that was originally scheduled for Jasmine Whaley, but she had a family emergency, is not able to join us today. So Begonia Pino has graciously volunteered to fill in this spot, and I'm excited that she's here. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. So Begonia Pino is the author of Join the Playful Revolution, How to Bring Creativity and Play to the Workplace, and a creativity and play strategist with service design experience in the technology field. And she holds a Master of Science degree in Artificial Intelligence and a doctorate in education from the University of Edinburgh in Scotland. She's also, all right, I think that's everything. I'm trying to make sure I'm not messing.
I think it's okay.
I think
it's a lot. I'm trying to share my slides. Thanks a lot for the presentation and for the opportunity. I just made the slides on the fly because I was planning to present without them, and I've seen that everybody has them. Let's go. I need to make it like presentation, like, right? Okay. Can you see? Ah, yeah. So everything's out of place anyway. Let me see. There. Now, oh, sorry. Yes. Let's go down to the business topic. I'm going to talk about neurodiversity in teams, harnessing the power, but focusing on innovation, which is my core interest, and the reason to innovate. And I think that applies to the speakers here, well, the audience as well, like everybody in this forum, is that we need to make our teams and our communities, businesses, and our more resilient. I'm using that word because I think it was in the keynote at the beginning. But we need to reinvent ourselves all the time because the world is changing at increasing speed, and everything is becoming more complex and volatile, and we need to survive in that. But we need to go beyond survival and to thriving. And that's why we need to get our heads going and innovate, the more the better. Now, for me, creativity is the gas that we need to innovate, the innovation engine, which is a term coined by Tina Selig. I'm not getting into that now, but it's a numbers game. If you want disruptive, original innovation, you need to have many, many, many ideas. It's proven, it's tested. So we need the more, the better. Now, how do you create or produce a lot of ideas? Combining a lot of input. Now, if I give you the task of inventing a recipe, a cake recipe, most people in the day-to-day will come up with, okay, let's start with some flour, sugar, maybe milk, eggs, and maybe a few more ingredients to give it a flavor. With that combination, you can get a number of possible different cakes. Now, what if I tell you that some people might consider a list of ingredients including roses, vinegar, pepper, I don't know, even more. I'm a Harry Potter fan, so I'm not considering whether they are tasteful or not, only originality. And then that's called cognitive disinhibition. Some people are able to unfilter all the data they consider to come up with ideas, and that's a skill. Now, what happens when you have normal people with not great cognitive disinhibition? You could rely with different type of people who have a different type of inputs. And that's where diversity comes in, okay? There's many ways to interpret this. First of all, I heard the word uniqueness, and we need to celebrate it. If you were the weird little boy, girl, you were different in any aspects, let's celebrate it, because that's what brings diversity to the team and brings more innovation, creativity, and a better world anyway. Now, going to the neurodiversity, I'm talking normally about people with autism, because it's what I know the most, but dyslexia, ADHD, hyperactivity, all these profiles. And even for some people, people with disabilities need to become a little neurodiverse to survive in a standard world, in a typical world. Now, neurodiverse people are not less, no more creative than the neurotypical, being neurotypical, what we call the normal, right? But they have a different way to perceive the world. They seem to observe different things and come up with different things. So when you're analyzing a problem or a team challenge, I'm not sure if it's agile or business or whatever, you're bringing people in to think, we need this, or we have this problem. The first stage is to analyze the problem, and people with neurodiverse thinking will bring a different perspective, will come up with different problems within the problem, and will spot different things. And now when you come to the ideation stage, they will also come up with different aspects and solutions because they have a different way of looking at the world. Now, even if we stop it at the input, like when you're considering, have you considered this, that, or that before you come up with the solution, you are feeding the whole team with that different perspective. So everybody else is now widening their inputs. So you are not having people with more cognitive diversity or cognitive disinhibition, but you have a team who embodies cognitive disinhibition because they are considering more inputs. And that brings a lot more possible combinations in the ideas, and that brings a higher likelihood of more originality and disruptive ideas. Now, people with autism or in the autistic spectrum might come, because it's a very individual condition, with social challenges of different types. Communication can be a challenge as well, because processing language might be hard. So if your meetings and your brainstormings are all verbal and on the go, they might need some accommodation for this. That can open a different talk for another day. And they also might have different sensory difficulties. But if you take the time and the patience to cater of all these challenges according to the standards, you can come up with a bigger empowered team. And what I know from people who bring in employees within the autistic spectrum is that the whole team gets better communication. The managers get better management skills because they need to cater for all these needs. And that spans to all the whole team. And they, of course, get more and better and more original ideas. So I would take the chance now, because it's an underlooked group of people, to invite you to bring people with neurodiverse profiles and thinking cognitive styles to your teams, accommodate for the different needs, and see what happens. And I bet that you will get at least a better team and a better leadership out of it, if not a lot of better ideas. Thank you very much. I'm not going to go any further. I could go faster, but I think you got the idea of my talk. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Begonia. We're ahead of schedule, so you're fine. You didn't have to rush.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but I was looking at what I either start saying a lot more and then I go into the rabbit hole. So let's keep it short and neat. And we can talk about that extensively some of the time. Anybody's invited to my LinkedIn profile or get in touch, and I'll be happy to share, because I'm really, in the book you mentioned, I wasn't sure if I could mention it or not. I have a whole chapter on diversity. Diversity is about age, race, backgrounds, I don't know what you studied, what your life experience is, but I focus on this particular one because it's an underlooked group. And I think, especially for innovation, can bring in such a different perspective. Everybody brings a different perspective, but people in these profiles are very unique in themselves. I mean, each of them is different. So you don't know what you can get. Right, so I'll leave it at there. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you again, Begonia. We